Hi guys, welcome to our Tech Talk. Today we're going to show you some really cool Valentine's Day nail art, but we have a special guest for you. And our special guest here today is Chang from the Nail Tip Show. If any of you guys know, she's a really popular educator, especially in the Vietnamese community, and she's going to show us today how to do some cool sculpted extensions with some fun nail art. So let's get started.
Hello, everyone. Thank you guys for having me. I'm excited.
Thank you, Anne, for joining us today. We're so excited to have you, and we were so excited to see what you're going to show us today. So can you tell us a little bit about what you're going to show us?
Yes. So today I prepped some nails already, so we are ready to go. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna sculpt this coffin shape, and then I'm gonna do some designs. But just a quick look. This is something that we're gonna do today.
Oh my goodness, I love those. And the Mexico City collection colors, using the absolute powder to sculpt the nails, this is going to be so much fun.
Right? I figured with this too is like if you don't want to use it for Valentine's, you can use it for different occasions as well. So it's very versatile and just kind of fun, easy. Abstract looks is always fun to do, you know what I mean?
Especially with those colors. Like you said, yeah, you don't have to use it just for Valentine's Day. It could just be some fun nail art or just some new sculpted nails or just some hearts. I love the hearts.
Yeah.
Ooh, can't
so
wait.
let's jump into it, right?
All right.
Okay, so I already prepped the nails like I said, and then now I'm just gonna start first with the Band-Aid. Okay. So
Love Band-Aid.
Yeah, I already pushed the cuticle back and kind of prepped it lightly. You don't want to prep too much. You just want to lightly buff it, so then the nails stay nice and strong. So the product stay on longer.
Yes.
Right?
Just took away some of that surface shine, not a lot of filing, nothing too aggressive.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, and then now I'm just gonna put on the form, and today I'm gonna use the free forms by OBI. So it's pretty easy. I like this link because it's mainly, the form is easy for salon use. And then like, see, even with this form, I can extend them as long as I wanted to. So
Beautiful.
pretty cool. So I put the sticker back, make sure you reinforce that. And then I'm just gonna pinch this one lightly and just kind of like press that together. And then I'm gonna cut the metal out, but you can tear it out. And then, yeah. So for this shape, I'm not gonna pinch all the way in, but I'm just gonna measure it and then put it on. And then now, as you can see, it doesn't fit, right?
Yes.
So then what we wanna do is you wanna cut that to fit the nails. So with this form, it's really cool is that you guys have the guidelines here. So then now you can tell, because I have done her nails before, so I know how much I need to cut. And so basically you just wanna fit that in snug in. So your free form is out here and you wanna fit into there. So you kind of estimate the size that you wanna cut, so then it will fit.
Nice. So then would you say that this makes it more comfortable for her? Just more of like a customized versus using like a nail tip?
Yeah, because I find that I love sculpting forms, techniques.
Same.
Yeah, it feels more natural and light.
Yeah.
And then same thing is that I like the sculpted look, you know. So every nails, of course, the shape, the length, slightly different. And then some nail crooked too. With the free form, you can kind of customize that a little bit more. Yeah. So with the lines, I'm just gonna follow that. So I'm just gonna cut that. So you can see this is the middle right there. So you want to stay that. And it's best to use a kind of like a curved scissor.
Yep.
That way it's easier, you know. And just kind of follow the lines and just go along with the form.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's easy when you have a nice form like this.
Yeah, these are they're sturdy forms.
Yeah. So then I'm gonna test it one more time and make sure it fits a little bit before I anchor it in.
It's
so see,
perfect. Wow.
right? So now you just want to make sure. Okay, so for this length, I'm not gonna go all the way. So I'm probably go to number 4.
Okay.
Sometime, even though I want to be at number 4, but I will extend them out slightly longer just so then I have a little room to shape.
Perfect. So when you file, you don't lose too much length.
Yeah. So what you do is go in, make sure you stay underneath the nail. and fits perfectly. And what are you looking for? It's just you also want to make sure, hold on, let me take this part out, that this size here fits perfectly. Otherwise, the product will seep under.
Yep.
You want to fit that. That's the reason why sculpting form is a little
More challenging.
for that
Yeah.
reason. And then depend on the length, you have to make sure, I'm not going to anchor all the way in, but I'm going to make sure it at least somewhat straight.
Okay.
So you can look at this profile and you want to look from the knuckle down
Yep.
to the point that you want it. I could see might be a little crooked, but I'm going to double check with this angle as well.
Got it.
See? So you kind of have to eye them a little bit
And
before
look
you,
from
before,
the angles.
Yes. So then, and you also want to look the side view, make sure the form is not crooked down. Let me side view.
I feel like the side view is the one that we tend to forget often. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna move slightly up a little bit because the length that I want to do. So I'm just gonna.
I see. So you moved it up a little bit so that now the form extends straight out.
Yeah.
It doesn't dip down. It doesn't go upward.
Yeah. Because if you dip it down and you nail a little crooked down, and then the weak area, you're not gonna have enough product.
Okay.
So it breaks easily.
Okay.
So doing form is a little tricky, but I find that when you do forms well, you do tip even better.
Yes.
You know,
very true.
because it's kind of the same principle with the how you angle the tips, how you line the size. So if you already do form well, tips kind of like
easier,
a lot easier.
Just a little bit of practice.
Yeah. So now I'm just gonna pinch everything in and make sure, and then you want to pinch the bottom
Okay.
to have that nice C curve.
Got it.
Okay.
So the bottom is for the C curve.
Yeah, because you want it nice and also it reinforces the strength, so then your form doesn't move around.
Move around. Very nice.
Yeah. So then we go move on. So today I'm gonna use Makeover Pink
Okay.
Absolute powder from OPI, and this is a really, really beautiful color. So pretty. Yeah. So first, I'm just gonna use the brush and wet them a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is just taking kind of like a medium bead and start off my extension. Okay. So then there, and then if I feel like it's too wet, I'm just gonna tap it with the paper towel and start from there.
Very nice.
So that you just, now you use the body of the brush and just kind of pull everything in. And you want to keep your brush clean as well, so that when you pat the product, it's nice and smooth. So then you just slowly use the side of the brush and the body of the brush and just brush that down to the length that you want. Yeah.
Just to confirm, you said you're going slightly below the 4 indicator, right? Just a little bit.
Yeah. So now you see how the product just slowly patted. You don't want to work too fast, but then you don't want to work too slow either. So you just kind of constantly clean the brush and then just pull the product to the center, and then make sure you have the size too. So it doesn't have to have like the thickness you want yet, because usually sculpting, you just have to build it slowly. You kind of want to build the foundation of it, and then you work on the cuticle last. I just want to make sure I get to the length that I want and to the shape that I want, and that's the key. So you just and then you want to keep your powder nice and smooth, so when you lay another bead on, it just kind of follow that and it's nice and smooth. So then you kind of do the shaping while you're sculpting.
I see you doing that. You're slowly patting it, but you're bringing it to the shape that you want.
So what I do is, what the key here too, is take the brush, kind of pat it keep it like 45-degree angle, and just pat it like that, so all the product move to the center. So then you don't have a lot of powder on the side, so then you don't have to do a lot of contouring later.
Very nice pro tip.
Yeah. This is why I love sculpting. The little details that people may not think about, but I like it, the shape, and plus, once you're done, it just looks really good.
I can already see it's gonna look amazing.
Yeah. Take the time. I know it just, it's a salon, of course, I'm gonna move a little quicker, but today, because we're doing more like tutorial, so I wanna give tips that, especially those that are starting out. I know form can be intimidating, right?
Yes, very intimidating, but practice, right?
Yeah. So now I'm just gonna take the second bead, and then I'm gonna continue to extend that as well. So then yeah, I'm just gonna take about same side, I guess, and then make sure. And then I'm just gonna lay that. I like to do it slowly because, like I said, you want to make sure you get the foundation nice, so then you don't have to do a lot of shaping.
You make it look so easy. It's like applying like butter.
Well, the product is really good, so it's really easy. So the same techniques where you use the body of the brush and the side of the brush, just kind of mold that body in tight. So then, and then clean the sides as well as you're going along. So that way you don't do a lot of cleaning up later on. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. But sculpting is fun too. I think I like it because it's challenging.
Mm-hmm.
It's like take the time, and I don't know why. I just find it's very therapeutic for me.
Because it's an art form for you.
Yeah.
I like sculpting too, also for the client, because I feel like they can wear that full set for a little bit longer than they could if they use nail tips, you know? After a while, I feel like with nail tips, the resin from the nail glue, it like starts to break down, but when it's all acrylic, then it's going to last so much longer.
Better. And it feels better, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels more comfortable too, for sure, with the nail form.
So I'm going to take a slightly smaller bead.
Okay.
And then I'm going to work on the cuticle, because with the cuticle area, you want a slightly little wetter, not too wet, but like slightly wetter, because you want the product to adhere the cuticle really well, because when it's too dry, it's going to lift easily.
Got it. So a little bit wetter.
But not too wet. Like you can see it's not running, but it's slightly wetter. So now I'm taking the point, the kind of like the upper part of the brush, and just kind of drag that down.
I see too, when you made it a little bit wetter, it thinned out your acrylic nicely so that it could be nice and flush around the cuticle area.
Yeah. So then that way you don't have to take care of the cuticle too much later on. And then the key here too, you just want to use the brush and just kind of pat the side a little bit. So like I said, you kind of contouring the shape as well while you're doing it. So later, you don't have to do a lot of shaping.
From my angle, I don't think you're going to have to do any shaping. You just do a little refinement. You're good to go.
Yeah. I like to do that. That's why I said it takes a little longer to do this, but then you save time
so much time with the filing, yeah.
So now you can see you building the apex a little bit.
Beautiful.
The cuticle is nice and flush. It didn't get too much of the cuticle. And you also have to be aware that if your client, you want to do a lot of acrylic, try not to get the monomer around the cuticle. Try to keep it dry. So that's why I said you want to do it slightly wet, but not too wet. You don't want to run the liquid all over the cuticle area.
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so now I'm going to check my views and see. I can see that just a little bit right there, but not too much. You can see it blends down pretty nicely, but to reinforce the nail, the strength of it, I'm gonna put a little bit of bead there, just so then you can have that.
Perfect. So I see you're doing it right in the middle 1/3 of the nail, which usually what we'd call that is building out your apex. So you're reinforcing it one more time, just so it's nice and strong.
That's right.
Hey, Anne, we're getting lots of people saying hello to you. We've got a hi from China Partridge. Christiane Bright, Kevin Nguyen says hello to both you and Arlene. But we did get a question from Claire Jackson. She wants to know, what size brush are you using?
I'm using number 12.
Number 12?
Yeah, because I always, in the salon, if I do a lot of fill, I do number 10. But when I do sculpting with like a long nail, I like to do number 12, so it's just slightly easier. But 10 and 12 pretty much my favorites. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So how's that look?
Looks great.
Yeah. So now you have to look at the view, your front view and your side views are very important. So then I'm just gonna wait for a couple minutes. Usually you jump into the next nail in the salon, But yeah, but if you put the form right, you don't do a lot of pinching. You don't need to do a lot of pinching.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm gonna do is just gonna wait a little bit, right? Looks pretty good from here. Well, I'm looking this view. I notice I'm missing just slightly. I know, just a little bit. Maybe no one really noticed, but I do. So
You're a perfectionist. I
So
get
then-
it.
so yeah, and when it comes to pinching, you don't want to do too much either, because when you pinch too much and too hard, the product might lift away from the nail as well.
Ah, okay.
So that separation, you're gonna have a lot of lifting later. So that's why with the sculpting, it's really you need to pay attention to how you put the form in, how you pinch the form down. It gives you a C curve to begin with.
Got it.
But little pinching, it's okay.
A
Just
little
very
bit.
lightly. So that's
Just a little bit.
yeah.
of
Because
pinching.
when you teach people, people think, oh, you have to pinch it really hard to get that nice
Yeah.
C curve. But no, because anytime you pinch that hard, the product might lift away from
Separate from
your
the
nail
nail
bed.
plate.
Yeah, nail plate. Yeah. So yeah, but this one I did like an ombre. I thought I changed it up a little bit.
Beautiful. Can you tell us what colors you used for the
Yeah,
ombre?
it's kind of cool, right? Because I have white and the natural from you guys,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm too lazy to mix it to give that milky white. So I told Darlene that what I did is I put a really thin, I used very thin white to kind of lay out the first bead.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, I put a natural
Nice.
so that it gives you that milky look.
Very nice. I'm not going to mix the two. I'm just going to layer it.
Yeah.
That's such a good pro tip.
Yeah, it's kind of, because sometimes when you mix too much, you have too many jars
Yes.
around. I get lazy.
Yep.
So just work it thin and build it up, right?
Very nice.
Yeah, so just same thing with the nails. So yeah, I'm just gonna slightly touch it to see if I enough to pinch.
Mm-hmm.
And in average, you kind of you want to give like about 3 to 4 minutes
Okay.
if you want to wait. But usually I work on this nail. By the
Uh-huh.
time I'm done with the next nail, I
The
go
other
back
one.
and
Got
pinch.
it.
So what I'm gonna do is just pinch it a little bit. Let me see. It's kind of hardened already, so I'm just gonna pinch it. Like you see, I just
Mm-hmm.
and you want to pinch from the stress area first,
Got it.
and then slowly kind of pinch it down a little bit because you want a nice coffin look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you can see we don't really. Cause when I put the form, you can tell the shape is almost there already, right?
Yeah, it's like a baby pinch.
Yeah, just very lightly. Yeah. Okay, and then that's it.
Perfect. Remove the
I
form.
wonder if people are tired of the Valentine's look yet, because I feel like I don't know with Valentine. I feel like I'm sure but I feel like I love this look because, like you said earlier, it's just very nice and pastel and very light.
Exactly.
So yeah,
It's perfect for Valentine's Day, but you can wear it outside of Valentine's Day very easily.
yeah. I figure you can do flowers if you don't want the heart, right?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
you're right.
Okay, so now I'm gonna shape, and the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the edge shaper file here. I'm gonna use 180 grit here,
Okay.
and then yeah. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just kind of do the size first, and then I'm just gonna slightly taper the both sides in a little bit. So you want to angle it where you don't want file into the edge right here, because when we sculpt it, we pretty much just do it enough.
Okay.
You don't want to file away. So what I do, if I file on this side,
Mm-hmm.
I anchor my thumb on this side. So then your client is comfortable.
Ah, and you have the support from your
And then
thumb.
plus that the shape is nice and straight too.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. And then same thing with this side. I'm gonna anchor with my finger. So then it's nice and straight.
And this is especially important when we're working with longer length nails, right? To
Yes,
make
yeah.
sure
Because
it's
with short, you can
comfortable.
just make sure you hold it right there.
Mhm.
But with long, you don't want to, keep moving your client. So this is more kind of comfortable for them. Yeah, and you want to do it from the cuticle out straight. So you want to slightly keep it straight right here a little bit to keep that straight look. But then on this side, you want to taper it in a little bit. But you want to do slowly. You don't want to do too much on one side and then later one side get
Yes.
lost.
You're like, I can't add it back on,
I know.
but you can always remove it.
Yeah. So then underneath, you just kind of put the file straight, but be careful with this angle as well. You want to do it lightly.
Kind of mimicking what you had done earlier when you
Yeah.
put on the nail form, where you said you want it to come straight out. So when
Yeah.
you're filing underneath,
Yeah.
you're doing the same thing.
So I'm just gonna stop and check my views, and I always do this too. So then, because sometimes it's straight on this view, but it's crooked on this view. So I always kind of stop a little bit. Like I said, it takes a little. First, it takes a little time to learn because you keep looking, but slowly your eyes will train you, and you just kind of you will move it much quicker. And then now I'm gonna contour it a little bit. So I'm just gonna usually turn her hand to this side a little bit. So then, and then just contour the side. Yeah. Shaping, I don't know why I love it. I don't know why I
love
enjoy
it
shaping
too.
more than art. Isn't that weird?
Same.
I just find that something about the shaping just, I don't know, just so satisfying. Just sit and molding it and shaping it. It's so weird.
Because a good shape will make awesome canvas for nail art.
Right?
So you can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
Well, you're getting lots of love about your shape on Facebook.
Oh, really?
Fran says it's such a beautiful shape, very slender and elegant.
Oh, thank you.
And Gopal said hi and good night.
Wow. What time? Where she's at?
Where Gopal? Where are you, Gopal? Kumar. We'll see when they respond.
Okay,
So you're doing very, very little
like
light.
you see,
very
I barely have any dust here. You know, so I think, like I said, it takes a lot of time to do slowly and practice. Well, in a salon, I don't move this pace, of course. I move much quicker. But I want to make sure that, you know, as you're watching it, you know what I'm doing. So then if you are new to this, at least you can take these tips and practice with it so you can improve your skills. And then, you know, you work faster eventually.
Yes.
You know?
Perfect the craft first, and then you can speed it up
Don't
later.
rush. Yeah, it's very important not to rush it. So I keep doing it slowly until I get to and make sure you want to, you know, even out the size too. So I still have a little bit more to go.
Okay.
I'm just going to do that. And again, don't do it too much on one side. So then keep checking.
Keep checking. Yeah, and the client point of view is very important because she's wearing the nails,
Yeah,
right?
right?
So she's got to like the shape too.
Yeah. Yeah. So now I'm just gonna, I do mainly with, I don't do too much of hand, but I do both. But hand shaping really gives that nice shape to the nail though. Like I use e-file, but I find that hand shaping still gives like more like contour.
Yeah.
Kind of like a sexy shape.
I do a little bit of both. I'll do a little bit of e-filing just for some certain parts, and then I'll go in and finish hand file because I agree with you. There's just like something about it. There's a little refinement that you get from just finish hand filing that you won't get just all e-file.
Yeah. So, and it's funny, right? Like for me, I shape the size and the body, but the cuticle area, I like to use the bit.
The bits.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then it's,
yes.
you know, it's, I don't know why, but I know a lot of people kind of scared of the bit with the cuticle, but I find it gets tighter.
It does.
Versus by hand. And I feel like by hand, sometimes you're not careful. You do more damage
For
than
sure.
the bit.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you guys like the side view. I think I love the side view.
Beautiful. It's so symmetrical. It's even on both sides. Your apex is perfectly placed. There's no flooding. I mean, this is gorgeous.
Thank you.
I'm having nail envy. I have short nails right now. I want all 10. All 10.
Maybe we can hang out and do a whole new set.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Okay, so I'm gonna use this copper bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna dial it up about maybe 17,000 RPM.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna take this, and then with the cuticle area, I'm gonna angle her nail to the side so then I can see where I'm going.
Perfect.
Okay, make sure I get. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go slowly. See, I barely do anything because you know, as when we apply the product, we didn't have our products kind of stay underneath the cuticle area anyway. So now we just want to make sure everything nice and sealed and tight. So I'm just gonna do it slowly and do it. See, I find that this is a lot easier than versus go by hand.
I feel like you can get in a lot closer, right?
Closer. Yeah. And I'm gonna turn this side a little bit. I barely. Because like I said, the product is not really much there.
Yeah.
So you don't want to take all that off. And it's already kind of to the shape that you want anyway. So then you just want to keep it nice and kind of seal it and flush, from the cuticle down. So now I'm going to look on the side view. I just have a little bulk right here, but not much. So I'm just going to do it really.
I mean, I will say, if anybody has any hesitations about using acrylic because they feel like, oh, it's too much dust. I mean, if you apply like you do, there's no dust. Barely any.
Yeah. Well, it comes with experience, but it helps to have, like, that's why I love to share, because I know how it was, that was like to start off, and no one really dared to help you. So,
Yeah.
I kind of sort of self-taught myself. I just love the shape, and I just kind of tried to learn to mimic. It took me years, but if you take the class or you know someone that really could help you, take much quicker to learn, right?
Yep, I agree.
Okay, so then I'm just gonna, I'm pretty much done. I'm just gonna smooth that a little bit, but then I'm gonna use a fine sanding band that I prepped her nail earlier, and this is my last trick. Instead of buffing,
Okay.
I don't do much buffing. Anyone follow me, they know I don't buff the nails. Because why buff it when you could use I use the same sanding band that I prepped her nails with, and I do it by the E-file, because I find it's quicker, and plus I'm gonna show why I do it. Okay.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Because when you buff, if you think about it, sometimes you buff and the angle is not smooth.
Yes.
So you have that edges because you buff like this.
Yep.
Which is okay, but I find that because a lot of time I don't buff the nails, I don't have to buy extra buffer.
Yes. Okay.
So I'm gonna use a sanding band to prep her nails with. I'm like, why do I have to buy another product?
You're using what you have.
Yeah, I will use it.
Very
And
resourceful.
so with this sanding band, and I'm only using about 8,000 RPM, which is very low speed. So then it allows you to go clean the cuticle area one more time and contour the shape as well. Why? Because with the circumference of the sanding band kind of gives you the round. So contour the nail as well.
Perfect.
Save time and money.
Wow. Learned something new today.
So you see what I'm doing? I'm just kind of, you see, it's just that way you kind of, you rounded everything off, right? And then especially with this, with the speed that is really low, and the fine sanding band, you will not hurt anybody.
Of course.
And this way you get deeper to the cuticle area and get it sealed and tight and without hurting your client. I love this tip. It's like so cool, right? So then, you just make sure everything nice. And you can see now, you look at her cuticle, it's very nice and clean.
It's perfect. It's super flush. This is going to wear so nicely, and it's going to grow out so nicely. We actually have a really nice comment from Chang saying, really nice tip for someone new like me. Thanks so much for sharing. By the way, I have to sleep now, so good night from Vietnam.
Oh, really?
Nice day, you guys. So
wow.
sweet. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for tuning in. But yeah, you can always share the live on his or her Facebook, right? And watch it later.
Yes. You can watch it later. That is very true. We will save this.
So you see, I'm I go very slow, but very lightly. So now your whole shape is there.
Beautiful.
And then, like I said, you get that contour look.
I can really see the barrel even from my side of the view.
Right?
Gorgeous.
Barely any dust.
Pretty much none.
Okay, so usually when I'm done with this, your client wash their hands. But for today, this is fine. And then, another tip too is like, because I have some clients, they have little callus or dry skin here.
Yes.
You can also use this.
Ah, yes.
To refine a little bit callus or cuticle on the side. So then.
Very nice. Use the same.
Yeah. That's it.
Sand band, right?
Yeah.
No need to buy an additional bit.
Yeah. So I'm gonna check one more time. Looks pretty good. Let me make sure. Just a little bit on this side. This is the kind of little And then I'm gonna just smooth it out with this size 400, which is
Okay.
very smooth.
Very
Usually, you just do this that way just in case, because you do have straight edge. So yeah, and one more time.
Checking from the
Yeah,
client's
see?
view.
It's perfect.
Perfect.
That's how you charge a lot of money.
Yes.
Right?
That's how you charge it.
Well, because I think clients really appreciate when you are perfectionist, when they love the feeling that you actually put the time and
Yes,
effort
of
to take care of their
course.
nails. So yeah.
And that's how they keep coming back, right?
Yeah. You don't have to work hard, seriously. If you just take the time and perfect your skills, you have your clients for life.
It's true.
Yeah.
And you can charge more.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm done, and then that's it. So I'm just gonna put the design on. But today, you want to start with the abstract look or the
Ooh, I get to pick? Okay. Can we start? Yes, I
Let's
would
do
love
that,
to
huh?
start with the abstract look. I love this.
Okay. Because so basically, I'm just gonna use the white
Okay.
as kind of like the first layer. So
Okay.
then, anytime you use a lot of color and with pastel or neon color, I recommend the white as a base, just so then the color pops even more. Yeah.
Kind of like what we do when we do like neon colors or something. I always love to put a white underneath because I feel like it really makes it pop.
Right.
And
Then it gives because when you layer with a coat of gel polish, it kind of gives you that. When with abstract, you do a lot of like texturizing with the colors. So with this, kind of easier to play with.
Got it.
And then when you already buff it with the fine, so it's kind of like rough but not too smooth. So it's really hold up your gel polish on really nicely too. So that's another tip why I use the sanding band instead of
Got
buffing.
it. Because the sanding band's gonna give you more
More
of that grit.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're using Alpine Snow.
Yeah, this is a really good white. So I'm just gonna try to apply a thin coat. I don't need to have full coverage.
Okay.
I just need a really light thin coat. Like I said, it's just kind of like a little backdrop for the colors. So with this look, I don't need to put 2 coats. I'm just gonna use 1. But I do want it nice and kind of even on the nail.
Someone from Michigan said, so relaxing to watch and very beautiful.
Really? Thank you.
It is so relaxing.
Yeah. So yeah, so with this, I'm just like I said, I just want a nice thin coat, and usually with this camera, you really see the side. So I'm gonna make sure I have the side as well.
Cover those sides.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and another reason you want it thin but not too thick too, because you remember you have to put a couple layer of colors on, so then you want to keep it nice and thin and even. Okay, so we're gonna cure that.
Okay.
Okay, so you want to tell them what colors we're using today?
So we're using our Mexico City collection, and from the Mexico City collection, I see the colors you've picked. You've picked our Mexico City movement.
It's gorgeous.
So,
I love this collection so much.
Love it.
Yeah.
That one is our Coraling Your Spirit Animal because it's got coral.
So cute.
Super cute names. And then our next one is Don't Tell a Soul, but soul is SOL, like the sun.
Oh, love that. Who come up with all these names?
We have a committee actually that comes up.
That's
with
all they do?
This is like their job. I know.
Oh
Isn't
my
that
gosh.
the coolest job ever?
Yeah, seriously.
I know. And our last but not least, telenovela me about it.
Yeah. So basically, I'm gonna use the 4 colors and with little white, and that's it. Yeah, and a little foil, gold
foil, a little gold transfer foil.
Oh, how fun! Like I said, you can use this. You could use the same techniques, but then just use with different colors. Like winter color, you want to use dark. Gorgeous.
So just change out the colors.
Yeah. So now I'm just gonna use my brush. Hold on, let me actually, I decant some of the color a little bit, but I'm just gonna use the random color here. And this is the fun part where there's no formula to this. You just kind of do however you feel like. I'm just gonna put that a little bit. And then, let me see. since I'm gonna use the next color with it, I'm just gonna make sure I have little wipes.
Okay.
So then I can clean the brush before I put back to the bottle. Okay. So then, yeah.
And now we're using Corralling My Spirit Animal.
Yeah. So then you just kind of randomly just kind of place it. And then, like I said, just in case I have the blue got on the brush, I just kind of wipe that off. And this yellow is fun too.
And we're using Don't Tell a Soul.
Mm-hmm. Just a little bit right there.
I love that there's no, like, actual place that you
Yeah.
have to apply it,
Just
right?
kind of like whatever, you wing
can-
it.
However you feel.
Yeah. And then I'm just gonna use this pink. This pink is gorgeous too.
I love Don't Tell a Novella Me About It.
So then, yeah, then you just kind of place that randomly.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm. And then any spot left that you want to use, you can also, because I'm gonna need the brush to wipe it down, kind of like blend the color anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So any color you have left, you can also feel like it. Just add a little bit more here, and then a little bit more here. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's it. So now what you do is just take a brush, a gel brush,
Okay.
and then just kind of, you can either blend it out like this
Uh-huh.
to blend the two color together.
Yep.
I've done some of that too, but today looks, I'm just gonna kind of wipe it down a little bit.
Oh.
Just kind of, I don't know, just kind of play it up a little bit, I guess. Like I said, abstract looks, there's no right or wrong way of doing it,
Yeah.
but it gives you a different look instead of just blending the color
Yeah.
more pigmented. But I don't know, I like this way. So I'm just gonna kind of blend it out a little bit. And you just use a wipe. and
Yep. Clean your brush every single time.
So then that way the color doesn't blend
Yeah, get
in,
too mushy.
too mushy. So yeah. And then you wanna do this until you're satisfied with it. And then put in the lamp to cure it. You could flash cure too, because we use very thin.
Yeah.
Because by the time you wipe it down,
Yeah.
it's very thin already.
Yeah.
So technically you don't have to fully cure it. But then, yeah, just that. And then I will flash cure it for maybe 15
15?
or
Okay.
30 seconds, depends, you know. And then if you do another nail, then you work on another nail
Got
too.
it.
You don't have to sit and wait. But yeah, but isn't that fun?
I love it.
It's so
You make
easy.
it look so easy. Now,
is.
the technique when you first showed us on the nail looked so hard. I was like, oh, this is going to be difficult. But then now you show us how you actually do it. It's super fast.
I know what it is. Yeah, I find that abstract look, especially with marbling techniques too. I love it because it every time you do it, it gives you a different look to it, to the nail. So yeah. So see, like I said, just flash cure it because it's very thin. And then now I'm just gonna use the same color and just put it on. So I'm just gonna. Usually, what I do is I don't want to redo a lot of color. Just depend on the area. I want to concentrate on the color.
So you're building it up.
Yeah, I'm
almost.
just building. Yeah. So. And that's it. Yeah. And then I'm just gonna use same thing here. So yeah, so it just kind of intense the color a little bit. That's it. Isn't that fun?
Love it. And I can see that now it's starting to really layer too.
Yeah. Because when you flash cure it, it just, yeah. And then I'll just keep on adding the color until I'm happy with the color. And then, like with this brush, you just kind of, that's why I love the kind of like small, kind of like this brush. It just kind of gives you that, just enough.
Yeah.
You know?
I love it. It's very dry brush strokes.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that.
Yeah. Really fun.
Tran Min also loves this. She says she loves how colorful this look is. She says Valentine's looks don't always have to be all pink.
Yeah.
That is
So
true.
true.
Yeah. Well, when I did this, I don't want it pink because I've seen a lot of pink Valentines now, and then I'm like, not that there's anything wrong with
Yeah.
it. I'm sure a lot of people love it. That's why a lot of people are doing it for their clients, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm like, let's stay away. I mean, we still have pink on,
Yep.
but it's kind of fun with other colors.
But other pink,
Yeah.
other
So,
colors too.
Yeah. So now I think I'm just gonna add a little bit more blue here, and that's it.
Beautiful.
You see how nice blended all together. I'm just gonna cure that now. I'm happy with it, so I'm
Yep.
gonna full cure it for
Fully cure.
Yeah,
Okay.
for 60 seconds. Okay, so yeah. And then, of course, we're going to use the foil. I feel like with gold or silver foil, it's always gives a really great accent to the nail. I don't know why. Especially gold. I don't know why.
Gold, silver, I agree.
Yeah.
It just gives you that last finishing touch that you need,
Yeah.
right?
Keep that oomph.
Yes, that little oomph. I agree.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay, so let me see. I'm going to use the foil gel.
Okay.
So it's quicker. And with this foil look, I like it that you kind of want to crush it up a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to leave it the same because sometimes it can transfer the whole piece.
Yes.
And you just want a little bit here and there. So I just crumble it up.
That's a great pro tip.
Yeah, just kind of fun.
So for a little bit more of like a shattered kind of gold finish. Okay.
Yeah. And let me see. Let's finish this now and then we can jump into the next one. So then I'm just going to use a foil gel. You could do randomly, but let's just make it easier. Let's just put it very thin coat as well. And when you work with gel too, you have to keep in mind because gel does add a little thickness to the nail. So you don't want to do too thick.
I see you're keeping it very thin. Everything's been very thin. Your alpine snow is thin. All of the Mexico City.
Each layers, you know, you're going to add a little thickness to the nail. And you don't want to mess that shape. You are work so hard to keep it. So yeah, so I'm going to have that for about 30 seconds. And then that's it. And then, yeah, look at the foil. It just kind of, that's why I don't throw away your foil. Just kind of keep it. That's what I do. Save your money.
You're like,
you know. Because I feel like foil is such a fun accent to any look nowadays, you know? So yeah, just
especially with something abstract, you're like, you can just throw it anywhere.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of randomly pick out the place for it. I'm just gonna like that.
Beautiful. Love it.
See? Just fun.
It really does pull in the look and complete it.
Yeah. Right. And then just a little bit more right there. Because see, if you put this too much, then I feel like it's too
It'll cover the design.
much. Sometimes I just look up for the edge and just have enough so that way, just the edge.
Just a little bit.
Just the edge. Maybe I didn't put enough. Right there.
Beautiful.
See? And then you keep adding a little bit more if you want. Yeah, that's it. Just
a little really does go a long way.
That's it. And you just put a top coat on. So I'm going to use no cleanse top coat. And then that's it. Call it a day. And then if you want to fancy it up, you can also add, you know, rhinestone or beads. So this look is cool too if for the colors. If you want to use like pixie layer on top of it, because the pixies kind of like sheer.
Oh, I love that
look. Yeah, just make sure I have everything on the sides as well. Isn't it with the gold foil? Isn't it neat? So nice. And then make sure I usually do this just so then
keep the shape, right?
But also if you just in case you put too much, you can also kind of like lean it down. She knows. Just lean down so that lets the gravity kind of pull the gel in the center and flip it up and then put it in.
That's perfect. So
then
it even
the
helps
shape,
build the apex even more.
Yeah. So there. And that's it. And then, oh yeah. So we're done with that look. How's everyone enjoying that look?
Love it.
And then
Love it.
Yeah?
Yeah, they all really agree with that comment that Valentine's doesn't have to be pink. And what's fun about this look is that it will transition so easily into spring afterwards. So it's not a one-day only look.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true, because you get your nails done and you get it done for Valentine's Day, but I still want to wear it after Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So it's a perfect one that transitions you out of Valentine's Day too.
Exactly. So like I said, with this heart, just change it up and do roses or cute flowers too. It'll be fun too, right? So yeah. Okay, let me this look even easier.
Even easier. I don't believe you. I gotta see this.
So all you need is like a dotting tool.
Okay.
So I have 2 sizes here, but I think I'm gonna use a bigger one. And then you just do the heart. Let me see. I'm gonna use the same colors.
Wow,
so
look at that.
to tie it all in together, right? That's the thing about doing nail art is that you want to do something that your hand kind of the color scheme tie it all in together. Like you could see with the nails, like I have different design on,
Yep.
but no matter what, at least the look of it, it's all
Yeah.
like tied in and cohesive. So
Mhm.
you want to, that's why I use the same color with a different design, but still in the same family color, right?
That makes sense.
So then here, it's easy. All you do is take the dotting tool, and I'm just gonna use the pink, and I'm just gonna put 2 dots. The pink, the heart, I find is so easy. Doesn't take a lot of work. So just gonna do that there.
Beautiful.
And then I'm gonna take like little stripe of brush right there, and take that in a little bit, and put the line in the center. Then you just drag the sides in, and you get the heart. Right? And you keep doing that. Now I'm gonna use another color, so I'm gonna use the yellow. See how easy that is?
I love it.
And it's like a perfect heart too, right? And you just drag in the center.
The teardrop shape is kind of like that universal shape for nail art.
Yeah. See, it's fun.
Because then you can go, like you said, you can now, from a heart, the teardrop can then take you to a flower. Teardrop can then do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Change the shape.
And then, yeah, just dot it.
Mm-hmm.
You guys see this? Okay.
And they're so symmetrical. The little daughter tool really does make a
Yeah,
huge
that's
difference.
why the dotting tool, just keep it, yeah, same look every time.
Yeah.
That way you don't have to worry about it. And then, yeah, just make sure you have a wipes in between, and then wipe the brush and the dotting tool, so then you can keep on, you don't have to change your tools every time.
Keeping it nice and clean.
Keep it clean while you
Keep
work.
it clean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And it's just a matter of picking out the color that you want to use. And make sure you have the line in the center, so that way you kind of pull everything in.
Okay. The line in the center, and then
Pull the sides.
pull
Yeah.
the sides.
And then you just want to flash cure a little bit real
Okay.
quick. Just like 5-10 seconds.
Okay. And what does the flash cure do?
Or just in case, because sometimes if they move and the gel might get,
Got it.
move around a little bit, just flash cure it, and then I'm going to put the,
Kind of like saves your work for you, right?
just
Quick little flash cure.
yeah. And then I'm just going to use another dotting tool and just put a little white dot.
We've got lots of people loving this pro tip from you on how to build a heart. It's just so simple, but perfect and symmetrical, which is awesome. We've got some new people joining us. Mikey and Hong are both checking in and saying hello.
Oh,
And
hello.
then Tran loves the coral heart. What shade is that again?
Yes. The
So
coral is actually using corralling your spirit animal or coraling your spirit animal, which I love. It's a warm coral.
I feel like you guys really nailed it with this collection.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. So this is the color, right?
Yep.
So pretty. I really enjoyed using it because, like I said, it's like, and then, for this collection, even if you want to use a darker tone, like, you can use that as well. But like the reason I did this pastel color, because I was thinking more like spring look too.
Yes.
So yeah, it's really cool. And your Hello Kitty collection is fun too.
Oh,
I know.
thank you.
My daughter, she's like, yeah, you need to do something, Mom. Yeah, so that's it. And then if you want to use matte or top, then you
Ooh,
can
even matte.
So I usually, with the nail, this look, I use the matte as the base already. So then I just use the top. So what you do is just use the brush and just kind of
And just do you just
Just
cover the
the
hearts?
yeah. You just cover it.
Got it.
So here I'm gonna show you really.
Okay.
So just kind of use the detail brush and just kind of, and that way it kind of gives you that 3D look as well.
Yes, I was just about to say it's looking very 3D from my angle.
Yeah, so that's another fun tip too, you know, to keep it matte and glossy, kind of contrast one another.
Yeah, I love a good French ombre that's matte.
Yeah, so you just use a little detail brush and just kind of add just the top coat on top of the art, and then the dot as well. Okay, and cure that for 1 minute.
1 minute.
Because you want to fully cure that, and that's it.
Thank you so much. That was so much fun, and we learned so many new tips on how to sculpt using the sand band to actually contour.
Yeah, right?
And the dotting
Try it, because
tools.
like I said, it saves you money for not using extra buffer.
Extra buffer. I love that trick.
Because then the reason I like this, because you're going to use it and then you're going to dispose it anyway.
True.
So then it's just nice and quick. You know?
And you've already used it to prep her,
Yeah.
so...
Because with prepping, I did the same, where I use a sanding band, go it slowly, and I really contoured that cuticle. So when I apply the product on, there's no skin there, there's nothing there that interfere my application. So then when you shape, you see I didn't do a lot of shaping because it's already clean.
Yeah.
And the second time when you do the buffing with the sanding band, it's actually even more contour. Now you kind of give a little enforcement and contour that cuticle area. So it will do a couple of jobs at once.
Out of one. That's
Right?
amazing.
So
So
yeah,
let's see
that
this
is.
finished hand all together. Wow.
So yeah, so basically I just take a little time and use beads and
Beautiful.
gold studs and all that, and then tie it all in together. And this one, I love the V French. You know, like,
Yes.
so then yeah, look at that. I tie it all in with the
Wow.
colors that I use. So then I hope you enjoy that. Because what I did with this one is just I used in the same pink. I drew the line first, and I fully cured that, and I used the top, the no cleanse top coat, and just sugar with that with the glitter.
I love it.
It gives that little texture look.
And it really does what you were saying, how it's very cohesive because you've used telenovela throughout all of the 5 nails somewhere. So there's that one color that you know kind of brings it all in together.
Yeah, I want to shout out too that, especially for those that starting out doing nail art, you want to pull in together. So basically I use the gold with the
Got it.
accent and kind of keep that theme and that color. So even though you use a different different nail art, but you can also tie in with the color or the texture that you're doing.
Okay.
So it's called cohesive, even though it looks like each nail is a different look.
Yes.
But it's still very cohesive, right?
Yes.
That's I love this part too. It's kind of fun. Just kind of play around with the colors a little bit. So now I'm going to finish her nail with this OPI oil. It smells good too.
Smells so good.
And then you just want to drop a little bit right there. And then massage into her hands. And then voila.
Beautiful.
And this is her thumb. So I did that previously. Yeah. Okay, so that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I had a lot of fun.
Thank you so much, and thank you for joining us today for our tech talk to learn how to sculpt nails with Anne, and also how to use our Mexico City collection to create some really fun nail art that can also transition you into spring.
Yes.
See you later, guys.
Thank you. Bye, guys.